What's going on, everybody? Eric Barassa here, and I want to teach you one of my all-time favorite songs from my all-time favorite band with one of my all-time favorite guitar riffs. And yes, the song is a bad word. It's by blink-182. Parentheses, growing up. So I've always called it growing up. Let's dive right in. So the main riff to this song is so cool. It goes like this. And what's great about this riff is that you have a changing bass line happening with a static harmony, a little like an ostinato over top, which is like a repeated motif. So you always have this open and 2 on the 4th string. And then the last time it goes backwards. And then the bass part just goes C, G, A, F, which outlines a 1, 5, 6, 4 progression, which is like the most common chord progression, A, by Blink-182, and B, by any pop-punk band ever, and just about any band that's had a hit on the radio. So we're going to place the note C on the 3rd fret of the 5th string with our little ostinato pattern. Now, we're going to play it again, but we're going to use G as the bass note. Now we're going to make A the bass note. Now we're going to make F the bass note and reverse the ostinato pattern. Okay, so you can do this with all downstrokes, or you can do it with down and up. As I was recording the audio for this, I've always used it with down and up strokes, but I found I was having a harder time keeping it really clean when I did alternate picking. So you might try both and see what helps you get the cleanest sound. The big issue you're going to have is you have open strings. You're going from one open string to another open string back to back. And so your fretting hand is not able to properly mute those because they're open. Your picking hand has to mute a string when it goes to the next one. So for example, the open A to the open D, when you go to play that D, the back of your thumb needs to come down and block the A string so that it doesn't sound like this. Whoa! Okay, so that time I was able to mute it. So really, really important. It's those little things that, jazz guys and sometimes classical guitar players will give rock players a bad rap. And Paul Gilbert had a great thing about this. He's like, look, put a distorted electric guitar in the hands of a pure jazz or classical guy, and they won't know how to control the noise. So there is an art to being able to control the noise from the distortion. Next, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the option where you do it with down and up strokes. So the way I do this is I go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Let's see. Down, down, up. Oh, interesting. Down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 down. Yeah, so if you do it with alternate picking, I recommend doing it with strict alternate picking. So after a down, you always do an up. After an up, you always do a down. So for the riff, it's going to be down, up, down, up, down. Okay? Alternately, you can just do all down strokes. Down, 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 which is quite a bit easier, and I don't know why I don't always play it that way. All right, so let's get into the verse. Now we're just going to play that 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression with power chords. So in the key of C, that would be C, G, A minor, and F. However, it's all power chords, so it's just C5, G5, A5, and F5. We're going to do an open strum on the first hit, and then we're going to palm mute the rest of the measure with, what is that, 6 hits? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Yeah, that's it right there. So you're going to do 1 open strum on your power chord, and then you're going to do 6 palm muted strums. So to do palm muting, you're going to lay the back of your picking hand palm against the bridge right where the strings meet to get this sound. Okay, here's with the power chord. If you're back too far, it won't work. If you're too far forward, it won't work. So your palm has to be right there on the bridge. Okay, now the song is quite fast, so I recommend not trying to do all downstrokes. Don't try to Ramones this one. I would do down, up for the palm. For me, it's just a little too fast to James Hetfield this thing. I'm sure I could get it if I practiced, but practice? Who wants to do that? When you do the down and up palm muting, it's harder than doing just all downstrokes palm muting, but what you're going to want to do is have a really loose feel to your picking hand. See how loose I am with that? Now, I'm so loose with it, I'm hitting too many strings. So this brings me to the next thing. With your power chords, you have to control the string noise here. When I make a C5, my index finger is curved slightly like a rainbow, like this. But it's not like this, okay? People make this mistake of over-curling their hands. You want that finger to lay flat, okay? So we've got kind of this like almost OK, upside down OK symbol with our palm. All right, so it looks like that. My thumb is about halfway down on the back of the neck. A lot of times people make the mistake of trying to do power chords with their thumb up too high, and that doesn't work, okay? You're going to want to bring that down about halfway on the back of the neck, depending on the size of your hand and all of that. But generally, I've taught a lot of guitar students, and 99 times out of 100, that thumb needs to be about halfway down on the back of the neck behind the index finger of whichever power chord you're doing. Now, the tip of the index finger blocks string 6 while applying pressure to string 5. And then it also blocks all the higher strings, all the thinner strings that are being played. Then we add fingers 3 and 4, and they're nice and curved, and they're not really blocking any other strings. So this way you can strum all the strings wildly, and you don't have to worry about any spare strings ringing. Listen to what happens when I don't use this. It's actually kind of a cool sound in this key, but it doesn't work for this song. So make sure you're muting your fret hand notes that are not being played. Okay, so after a couple of times of going through the palm muted section, we're going to open it up and just do down, down, up, down. And that's the verse. Okay, the chorus, here's what's so cool. It's the exact same chord progression. A 1, a 5, a 6, and a 4. But we're going to just halftime everything, okay? So which means we're going to hold it out for twice as long. It's... So you can play around with how many times you want to strum, but generally it's down, up, just straight eighth notes there. I like to do it with like down, down, up, 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 down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, like that. You could also do all downstrokes. Now, there is a harmony guitar that's just playing a C octave during that chorus. To play this C octave, you're going to basically make the shape of a power chord, but you're going to remove the middle note, your ring finger, and we're going to use the pinky and only the index finger. Your index finger is going to block the 4th string. So we've got block on string 6 with the index, hold down fret 3 on the 5th string, index blocks the 4th string, pinky holds down the 5th fret on the 3rd string, pinky blocks strings 2 and 1. Okay? And that harmony is happening against all of the chorus chords. Okay, finally, the bridge. Pretty simple. While Mark continues playing the same chord progression on the bass, Tom just plays this simple little ditty. Okay, and that's basically, you're just going to hold your index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string and play strings 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to add this 3rd fret on the 2nd string and remove it to go back to the 1. And you just do that 4 times total, I believe. Cool, and that's the entire song. I love this song so much. I'm sure there are 1,000 versions of Here's How to Play Dammit by blink-182 all over YouTube already. I didn't even look it up because I didn't want to be discouraged by how many videos are already out there. I just really like this song, and I was in the mood to record and talk about it today, so I did. That's it for me. Hey, you guys, be sure and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out FortWorthMusicAcademy.com. That is my in-person music school in Fort Worth, Texas. We also take online students, so you can study with one of our awesome instructors anywhere in the world. And then check out UnlimitedGuitar.com for online guitar courses. There's over 25 courses there currently for you to learn just about any subject you want, from music theory to lead guitar technique to the modes to sequences and scales and some fun licks and all of that stuff. So that's there. And as my great Aunt Raya always says, the last dragon is not the final frontier.